Okay, so now it's not streaming here either. So let's take a look here to see if this is actually working now. Switch accounts, go here. So we are live right now. Okay, so this is working. That's good to know. Let's see, how do we have this set up though? Let's go ahead and open this. All right, that works, I think. If it's being accurate, we'll find out here real fast, but it is live, so we're gonna go ahead and get moving forward on this as we're sorting through and still learning how a lot of this works, which is honestly a lot of fun. Now, what were we going to be doing tonight? For the short amount of time we have, I'm gonna go over really briefly in the next 10 minutes to 15 minutes, the importance of updating your branding. With the new reward system that we're going live with, this is a unicorn essentially that was set up by Utlyze, and this is developed out by Cody Vincent. Cody's background is very useful. You have a generalist approach and a formal background in business education as well as in coding. He has a BS in coding and he has a BA in business, so he's got a double bachelor's there. And he went to school. He was accepted to the School of Mines. He had placed 3 years in a row during high school in national competitions for engineering. And he's a globalist type thinker. A lot of the work that he has done here at New Reward and what he has built could not have been done by an average person without his kind of experience. It just doesn't happen. You have to be, just with lack of a better word, intelligent, decently intelligent, and you have to have a broad base of knowledge and a high level of curiosity and interest in a number of things to be able to make a business succeed. And the ideas behind becoming an entrepreneur of one or a unicorn of one, it requires a very powerful mindset that people can achieve. This isn't just for Cody. This isn't just for people that have CEO experience and understand how to lead teams. It's for people that are willing to grow and adapt and throw off their pride and allow themselves to change and become more. And that's what Cody essentially has done here. It's really an awesome undertaking he did in building out New Reward and what it really represents. And I'm excited to share a lot of that with you guys here today. So what you're seeing here is a lot of the different projects we're working on. And I'm gonna make sure this is properly displaying here. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Close that. All right, let's get an idea of what it is you guys are looking at over here, just so I can stay on the same page as you. There. All right, so what is all of this junk? Right here is actually a studio, just so you're aware. This right here is us fixing Claude because it wasn't working correctly. All right, let's find out if this is true. 1 second though, do I have to restart? Okay, so we're gonna kill Claude. We're gonna go ahead and reopen it after that. And this is a really good tool to learn how to use, so you're gonna get some experience in that today. We'll go through and we will reopen it. And we're gonna go over this and show you some of the basics of how to operate this system and how we used it today. Perfect. So now we're in, and we were working on this right here. Ooh, I like that little drop down they did. So it's setting up the workspace here. This is the work we've been doing in setting up everything for New Reward. We're going to go in here now, log into this profile. So I'm having it go ahead and test out its capabilities of logging back into the original system. So now I'm having Claude also check to see if the fix took. Also, I have demoed Codex Spark. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I can't tell, other than it's not as reliable as GPT 5.3 Codex regular. So I really don't care about the speed if I'm not confident in the end result. And for coders, probably like an amazing blessing. But for someone like me who's a vibe coder, I don't even like being called a vibe coder. A lot of people call me that, and I just don't know what to do because you don't really pick your nicknames. People pick them for you. That's something I live by. And the reality of the matter is, for someone who can't read code the way that a person trained in it can, it's not useful for me at all. Let's see here. It's running. Good, good. Awesome. So we've got it up and going. Perfect. Excellent. Now we'll allow it. Let's see what it does. Good. It's in the correct profile, which I want it to be. Hey, hey, hey. So now we should be logged in. Nope. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to fix this one yet. Let's see if it can flip. Maybe what I'll do too is I'll just close this out completely. So that is not working. So this is the thing. This is one of the big issues I run into, and I've been sitting here debugging, trying to work with Opus 4.6 for the past hour and a half, and it is just not reliable. It can't, for me, and my lack of ability to code, it's not reliable. I have to use Codex. Codex is just better in every single way. Now, if you're like, well, that takes too long, then use Opus. But Opus just misses the mark. It hallucinates. I don't want to call it hallucinates. I generalize terms too much and I misuse them. What I mean is Codex and Opus 4.6. What are the major differences? I didn't know about that. Oh yeah, I did close that card. Dismiss. Dismiss. There we go. So now it is trying. Let's see if it's actually making progress here. Let's see here. So I killed this, and now I'm going to restart it again. See, it's Claude who's debugging all of this. So Claude is making progress, but is it worth it? I don't think so, because I had a lot to do today I wanted to get done, and I have to leave here in like 5 minutes. But with that being said, let's see what we can do, right? Never give up. See, now try. So I did close it out, and now it's starting up again. We'll see how it does. And it looks like it is making progress there. I wonder why it does that, because I see this here where it's showing this view and it's not showing me. It's a camera in camera view. So let's camera 1 front. Oh, see, that's the issue right there, is it keeps pivoting between me and that because I have it set up on automatic. Sorry guys, but whoopsies, I guess you're just gonna have to deal with it for now. So we're gonna have that go forward here, allow, and it's gonna push that. Let's see if it does it right. It did. It is finally doing what I want it to be doing. Thank you. All right, so let's see what it can do from here by itself. It's prepared a bunch of stuff, failed to retrieve page contents, Chrome not running, looks like Chrome may have closed or restarted. Proceed. Well, spelled that wrong. But while it's working on that, we're gonna go over here and we'll look at this. So what's going on here? I instructed this system to essentially go in. I've done a lot of work on the ideas of how people learn and intelligence, and not just IQ, looking at things in a very different way. In my interactions with AI, I've been trying to develop out a methodology for understanding how to be generative. And this is something my friend Barclay Burns talks about a lot. Barclay has spent his career understanding the concept of what it means to be generative, and in my opinion, generative means to be innovative, creative. Generative generally means to be able to generate, right? But there's a difference between just generating and generating coherent content, which means you have to be grounded in some type of objective formation of reality. And the models I choose to work with these theories and these ideas on are well grounded in their mathematical understanding. And so you have a bit of understanding of my background before I even go further. I am formally trained as an applied physicist, only a bachelor's degree in that. And I did an emphasis in engineering design, military science, so military training to be an officer in the Air Force, mathematics. And then after that, I worked in nukes for a very short period of time. I was disenchanted and left that realm. And then I subsequently went and worked in semiconductor for quite a while on a number of things. Worked on wafers. If you're not familiar with that is, it's where your microchips are made. There's a manufacturing facility here in Orem, Utah called Moxtech, and I was a yield technician and then an R&D technician there. Had a lot of exposure to the different ideas of root cause analysis and yield engineering under a number of different constraints and multivariables that you have to be thinking about. After that, I started my MBA and self-educated on a lot of things. I studied a number of different items and read a lot of books. Anyone that was with me in that program would talk about that, but that's another story. Back to the focus point though, is what I'm essentially trying to illustrate here is I really don't know anymore. I'm tired and I forgot. But let's get back to actual work here instead of just pontificating. Sure, I can do that. I don't have the right thing enabled. Oh, I do. Okay, we're golden. Opus. Settings. Yes. What the heck? That's not right. Interesting. How do you have that set up? And why? Well, we'll log out really quick. Log in. Was it always that easy? It usually is, isn't it? Oh, it's just being stupid. And I'm being dumb for looking at it. So we've got that there. Now try. I have to leave here in like 2 minutes if I want to get back in time for dinner, so this didn't go as planned, not in the slightest. What we had to do today was actually quite extensive, but there was a lot of debugging, and maybe this is actually an important time to share this. This happens a lot in AI. The systems are in beta, and you're constantly building and rebuilding and learning from it, and there are people that are more efficient than I am when it comes to building these things. They build out and it sticks. These individuals are amazing, and I can definitely recommend some of them in future videos of who you need to follow that can give you really good guidance. But they don't necessarily post things that will provide you a lot of direct instruction. Let's see here. Give this a try. I mean, why not? What's it gonna hurt? Details. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Cool. Now we'll try again one last time. I gotta get out of here. Did it work? Are we updated? We'll see. Either way, one thing I can do later is I can hook this up. Will you prepare a handoff of everything you've done, of everything you've tried up until this point to debug this? I'm giving it to Codex. I'm sick of this BS. Too much time wasted and I'm exhausted. It ate all the time. There's none left, kiddo. So, I'm gonna go. You guys have a lovely night, and I will try this again tomorrow. Ugh.